morning, guys. Today I'm gonna make a zoetrope. So it's like a movie machine. So I need a can, not metal, cardboard. So something like your oatmeal comes in. This one had chocolate in it. You're gonna need some black spray paint. It's not required, but it makes it better. If you look up Zoetrope pictures, you can find some pictures to use for the inside. So I picked this one. I'm not going to use scissors today. I'm going to use an Xacto knife, but you are welcome to use scissors. So I have one of these Xacto knives I'm going to use today. Make sure you get your parents to help you with this one. And you're going to need a ruler and a pencil and a marker. All right, so we're going to start by marking on this can 2.5 inches from the bottom. I want the side I could use the lid, but I need a bottom to it regardless. I'm just going to put dots and then go around. Alright, so I've marked my can and now I'm just going to cut it on that line very carefully. Remember, get your parents to help you with this one because even if you're using scissors, it's going to be hard to cut through. There you go. So I'm gonna get rid of that. If you have a sibling and you have the lid still, you could give this side to your sibling and keep this side for yourself. Okay, next thing I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna mark 1.5 inches from the bottom. Okay, so I've gone 1.5 inches and I just put little dots. I don't know how well you can see them, but I just put little dots because I didn't want to draw a whole line. It is a cylinder, so it's kind of hard to draw on. Next, I'm going to mark off every inch around the cylinder because I'm going to be cutting slats between each inch. So I think I'm going to do it at the top just so I don't get mixed up for my other line. I was off a little bit, but that's all right. So now I'm going to take my Xacto knife again, or your scissors, and I'm going to cut from the lines I just made, the little marks I just made, till I get to that 1 inch mark, or 1.5 inch mark, I'm sorry. These are 1 inch apart. And I'm just going to make a slit big enough that I can kind of see through, but I don't want to make a huge slit. So let me make the first one to show you. There it is. So I'm going to do that around the whole edge. Harder than I thought, but I ended up switching to a pair of scissors. It ended up being easier for cutting into it than the razor blade, or the Xacto knife, sorry. Alright, your next step is to paint the outside black. You don't have to do this, but when you end up putting your picture inside, it gets a little distracting if you have it not painted on the outside. Mine might actually be okay just because the whole thing's silver, but I'm still going to paint the outside of mine black. Remember, get your parents to do this. going to let that dry, and I will be right back. All right, so I've given this time to dry. For the most part, I think it's dry. A little tacky, but it's okay. My bottom of my container is metal, so I can't poke a hole easily in it. So I've grabbed a nail and a hammer, and I'm gonna just nail a little hole into it. If yours is cardboard, then it'll be easier just to poke a hole into it without a nail. Maybe not on the bottom. Alright, so I've got a hole in it now, and that's gonna maybe a little bigger. It's gonna rest on the pencil so it can turn. Make sure it turns. Yep, okay. And then the paper I had earlier is gonna go in the inside. And it just goes around it like that. And I'm gonna put my pencil in there. And if I look through the little slots and I spin it, it should look like a movie. So let's see if we can. So what is a zoetrope? A zoetrope is a pre-film animation machine, so it makes it look like you're watching a movie. Believe it or not, you've been demonstrating the basic principles of filmmaking. You've also been revealing something very interesting about how your eyes and brain see moving things. Traditional film and animation work by showing a series of still images very quickly. Instead of seeing the images as jerky and awkward, your brain links them together into one seamless flow. That's because the images linger on the retina in the back of the eye and are still there when the next one arrives. The brain sees this as normal movement. Look at some of the very earliest silent films. The movement on screen is jerky. Cinema cameras soon developed to shoot film images at 16 frames or still images per second, which made movement look much smoother. Later, cameras increased this to 24 frames per second. Modern cameras push things even higher, some as much as 60 frames per second.